Good day, first world travellers, and welcome back. Do you fancy visiting the world's second highest lake? Well, if you do, keep watching.
Under a trillion stars, we danced on top of cars, took pictures of the stage, so far from where we are.
They usually come on their holidays, which is exactly what I've done. I've come away for a few days from travelling life and hostels to relax a bit in an Airbnb. More on that a little bit later. So I'm in a place called Bosteri, and behind me is Lake Issyk Kul. Now Bosteri is to the east of a place called Cholpon-ata, which you'll probably hear about a lot more because it tends to be more popular and more people go there. Lake Issyk Kul is actually the second highest lake in the world, which is amazing. And the really cool thing, which you don't get at beaches normally where there's the sea, you have the lake as far as you can see, and right behind you you have all these mountains which are amazing. You would have seen them in my other Kyrgyzstan videos. Now Bosteri is apparently a place where wealthy Russians come for their holidays. I'm not a wealthy Russian. It's a little bit like Spain for English people, if you know what I mean. You can swim in the lake, but it is absolutely freezing, even though it's quite warm. It's about 30 Celsius at the moment, I think. You really have to watch out for your bits down below, if you know what I mean, men watching this. So anyway, let's go and check out the lake. And one thing you really have to watch out for here are wasps. I've never seen so many wasps in my life. Do not bring a bottle of Fanta or a packet of Skittles to the beach, because you will be attacked by a psychotic swarm of wasps, which is not good.
Sunlight comes creeping in, illuminates our skin. We watch the day go by, stories of what we did. It made me think of you, it made me think of you. Under a trillion stars, we danced on top of cars, took pictures of the stage, so far from where we are. They made me think of you, they made me think of you.
The lake was awesome, although it is a bit cold. You get used to it after a while, obviously. It's good to have a swim now and again. I miss that. I miss you know, going for a swim in the sea in Thailand, Malaysia. So it's nice to do that, even when you leave that area of the world. Just look at the mountains behind me. It is beautiful. Yeah, really nice. Just a tip, if you are going to come here, this is pretty much a given. Don't bother coming at the weekend because it's just overrun. The beaches are full of people. Today is Thursday, I think. I don't know. And it's much quieter. As you can see, literally no one around except the seagulls. Now over there ahead of me you also do have some sort of amusement park with a Ferris wheel and a slightly small roller coaster. So there's something else for you to do to avoid the crowds on the beach. So now I'm going to go back and show you my Airbnb. You might have seen in my last video I didn't have the best time actually getting to the place. I'm going to tell you a bit more about it. And of course no beach related video would be complete without some sunset shots. It looks great at night. Take a look at this.
I'm in a foreign state, my thoughts they slip away, my words are leaving me, they caught an aeroplane, because I thought of you, just from the thought of you. I just wanna be
Next up, it's time to check out my Airbnb. That thing that those really annoying travel YouTubers say in every video. Well, this time I'm doing it. So as you can see behind me, on the face of it, it looks alright. Excuse the mess on the bed, I'm leaving today, that's why it's like that. In my last video you saw I had an absolute nightmare getting to this place because the map was wrong, it was overbooked for the first night, absolutely ridiculous. The thing I hate about Airbnb is when you book it, it might say something like whole apartment or flat. So from that you think, okay, it's someone who owns the property and they're renting out a room, which I've had in the past. Other times it might be an actual hostel, sometimes it might be a hotel. In this case, it's none of those. So when I book it, I look at the map, just on the off chance that the map might be right, and see that it was in a built-up location with roads and buildings, etc. But it turns out the map was completely wrong, and the place that this is in is actually about 10 minutes drive away, on a resort. A resort? I don't want to stay on a resort. I'm a traveller, not a holiday maker. So anyway, finally into this place. Bed is ridiculously uncomfortable. I've got a bad neck, bad back for the last 5 days. The water goes off at regular intervals, the power goes off, the Wi-Fi doesn't work properly. The bed has bed bugs, mosquitoes all the time, wasps flying in all the time, constant. Even if you shut the doors, I don't know how they get in. So all in all, I'm done with Airbnb now. I've stayed in probably 2 good ones. That was in Australia and in Japan. Other than that, every single other one has been an absolute nightmare. But I'm sticking with Hostelworld. Good old faithful Hostelworld that has never let me down. You can always find the place. The place is what is described on the app. Unlike Airbnb. Why don't you tell me your Airbnb experiences in the comments below? You might be a big fan of Airbnb. You might have never had a problem. Super. Have you had problems like me? Why don't you tell me below? And I forgot the best bit. So, food. Awful. So there's a couple of little shops on this resort, and one literally miles walk away, where you can buy some basics, but it's just horrendous. There's one cafe on this entire resort, but the best bit, I asked for a drink. Do you have a Coke, Fanta, Sprite, water? No, we haven't got any of those. No water, and anything on the menu that I asked for, not available. Haven't got anything. So I gave up in the end. I've just been eating Pringles for the last 5 days. It's ridiculous. Right, I'm leaving now. As I said, I'm going to back to the capital, Bishkek. I'll see you there. Okay, so I've now left Bosteri. I'm at Cholpon-ata bus station. Behind me are a variety of marshrutkas. Yeah, so I'm going to cover this in my Kyrgyzstan basics video, all about marshrutkas and getting around. I cannot wait to do that video because I love doing them. I'm off to Bishkek. I'm going there. It's been about 4 hours, I think, to get there. And I'm staying in the same hostel as last time, so let's go. I love marshrutkas, they're brilliant. Right, I'm now back in Bishkek, in the capital of Kyrgyzstan, and to end this video, I would just like to cover things to do in Bishkek. But quite honestly, there is nothing to do in Bishkek, apart from catch taxis over slightly dodgy, rocky roads, as there are many of them here. However, if there are some things you want to do in Bishkek, and you're interested in the history of Kyrgyzstan, there are some museums. These are some shots that I filmed about 2.5 weeks ago when I first got here. You'll notice these areas from my Hell Week videos. This is where I filmed the beginning of the Hell Week video. And yeah, museums, there's a lot of statues about where Kyrgyzstan come from, etc. Independence from the Soviet Union. There is also a lot of nice food places around this area to get some local food, which I've mentioned in previous videos. There's also a slightly average amusement park, which you can see here. Other than that, there isn't really a lot to do in Bishkek, I'll be honest with you. But it's a good place to come to get an overview of Kyrgyzstan, especially if you haven't been to a country like this before. It can be a bit daunting, and coming here, first of all, and spending a few days here, which I did, it made me a lot more comfortable coming to a new country like this. So, on that note, I'll end this video. If you've enjoyed seeing a different side of Kyrgyzstan in this video with Bosteri, cholpon-ata, the Lake Issyk Kul was stunning, wonderful. I would definitely go there again. I wouldn't stay in an Airbnb again, obviously, for obvious reasons. If you've liked this, leave a like, leave a comment as well, and don't forget to subscribe. Next up is a basics video about how to get around in Kyrgyzstan, and then I'm moving on to Almaty in Kazakhstan for about a day before I go to the Ukraine for about a week. So I'm very excited for that. Lovely, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.